Dr. Germany. My name is Ben. Good morning, hello, and welcome to the Micro Soldering Show. And today in the morning we just start with an iPhone 10, iPhone X, which was mailed in because of a Datarescue job, because it was laying in the sea or taking a shower or bath, I don't know. I just know it's water damage. The customer didn't wrote where it was in the water, so let's see if we can help there. Just adjusting my cam and taking a little bit of zoom. Wait a second. And right after that we can start. Okay, so just zoom in. Today in the evening at was ist Mitternacht? At midnight, yeah. Sorry, I was searching for the word. At midnight, we released the first product of our own product series. So let's have a look on all the social media accounts of Apfeldoktor and Obseco, and you will see. Okay, on that phone, the screen already has been changed before, and it's a screen which was bought at Obseco, like you see. So, but I think no, it wasn't here. I don't know where they changed the screen, but the screen is good. So we just take out the screws. And then let's see where the problem is. Okay. Getting out the screen. And then just get it on power supply to see if we got a short. Let's see, and we got a low short at about, no, it's just hanging around. Now we got exactly 50 milliamps, and if we try to boot, it's nothing. Okay, we get up all the parts which are connected. And then we retry with only the board, the power supply connected, and it's the same. 50 milliamps. A short, 50 milliamps. Okay, let's see. Taking out the SIM tray. And then get out the board. And having a look at the microscope, if we can see something. Bis gleich. Okay. Where could be the short in that case? We have to take a look for some corrosion. Nimm Schlüsselcard mit. Oh, do you see that? That cap on that VCC was just loose. I just get it here. Now let's just see. What about the value? And we still got that short. And we can't boot, because if we try to boot, it's just going back to 0. So nothing. In this case, it's a data rescue job, and we only need the important data. So I would say we just separate the board and see if we find some corrosion in the board, between the board halves. Because here at the moment oh, what about that? Do you see that? It's corrosion on that FPC here. Always use your eyes. Under the underfill. And corrosion at this point of the bottom layer board, between the mid frame and the bottom layer board. So we found some corrosion here. Here at this point. Just want to get some contact cleaner here. But I'm pretty sure the problem is related to that. Yeah, we already got the shot here, and I'm sure that's the problem. So we just separate the board. No problem at all. Well, I'm really sick at the moment. So, now we just need to separate the board. Just wait a short time until the preheater has reached the right temperature, 185 degrees or 83 degrees, 180 like you want. And we help with a small amount of hot air to get this board separated. Okay? The last days I really have a lot of X and XS. The weeks before it was much less on X and XS, but much more on, or in general it's always daily business. iPhone 7 and iPhone 8, A10 and A11 board swaps for Datarescue. That's the things I do the whole day. Yesterday or 2 days ago I had to fix an iPhone 6s, and I had to set a jumper. And it really was so abnormal for me to set this jumper, because the last year I only work with big CPUs and big iPhone X boards, big surface, and a lot of solder points, and not these small work with using jumpers and things like that, because that is always a thing which Andy does here at the company. and he does all the flex cable repairs. He does all the jumper works in here and all the normal solder repairs. And yeah, that's just crazy. When you don't do things for a long time, it's just like, yeah, but it's like ski. If you can do it one time, you can always do it. But you have to take some time, some minutes to find your way. Okay. Separate the board. You see, I do it with my fingers. Okay. The first thing I do here, just getting off thermal paste, clean the board one time, putting down the heat on the preheater, and let's have a look for the area of the board here. And like you see, that's what I said. Here you see corrosion. Okay. Let's check for the top board. So there is no short on the top board, and if I try to boot, it's okay because I'm at about 60 milliamps. That's just normal because on the iPhone X, the top layer board goes into the DFU or into the restore mode if you don't connect the bottom board. Okay, so now we have to use our eyes. Okay, in the first step now, I would clean the complete bottom board because the top layer board is good. So it's a Datarescue job. The customer don't likes to have a repair because a repair is much more expensive. Why? I will check it again, but normally, or in the worst case, we have to swap the bottom board, and that's just expensive. So the customer said he doesn't want to waste money. He only needs the important data, and then he throws the phone in the basket. Okay, if he wants to do that, he can do that. He's the owner of the phone, and it's his decision to say I want to do it in that way. It's just okay. But I want to clean now. To clean the areas where I saw the corrosion. Then push slightly with a wipe. And then I want to see again for the areas. There is still some corrosion here, directly on the FPC. But I think, you see the pads are gone. I just want to take off the FPC. I just want to get off this FPC. But where is my flux? Here. Peter was working next beside to me yesterday in the evening, because we are building the first product of our own product line at the moment, and we start really slow with a really nice tool, but there will come so much more within the next month. Okay. We now just get out that FPC. Just getting out the FPC here. And then we will see what about the pads. But the pads aren't important, so we don't need to have a look, because the customer doesn't want to have a repair. He only wants the data, like I said. Okay. And the problem, like you see, should be here. Okay, let's take a picture. Let's get on some flux. Taking our solder iron and some wick. Okay, I take the hot air as help. Come on, get off. Get off. Okay. And again, solder was already old on this piece of wick. And I didn't have the right temperature on my solder iron, so now it should work much better. Yeah. And like you see, that's much better. Okay. So the pads are still there. They were just full of corrosion. And now it looks much better. Good. Okay. And now let's take a socket. By the way, I will get a new Quanli socket with the diode mode reading function within the next days. Union Repair just mailed it out. So, test flex cable. And at first I want to see if this low short has gone or not. And it's still, no, it's still there or not? Yeah, it's still there. So, I think at this area where we saw the corrosion, there should be, yeah, here you see it at this point, at this area. You can see it inside and outside. There's much more corrosion. And perhaps we got some more corrosion under that I see here. And that's the cause why we have this low shot and can't start the device. But not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. What we can do now, what we can do now, what we can do now is just setting a little jumper at this pad here. And from this pad to here, and we use we use a 100 kilo ohm resistor here. Just have to check a message here. So we need 1 kilo ohm. Do we have here 1K? Do we have a 1K here? Do we have a 1K resistor here? Resistor 7.5. We need 1 kilo ohm. Perhaps we have here. One moment. Here. Okay. Give me a second. If we want to boot without another button, we can set a jumper. A little tiny piece of jumper. So we want to get the data and don't waste time. Okay, one. Let's take a second one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. And then a resistor. And just now try something, because it's not exactly the resistor we need. But in my head I just try a solution, okay? Good morning. This is David who's coming. Good morning. Yeah, I don't know. I think there was a pizza in the basket yesterday. And yes, das war die Pizza. Aber die Putzfrau hat die heute Morgen geputzt. Ich denke, die wird sie rausgemacht haben. Okay. So, and now to the other side. Now just to the other side. You don't see anything because you only see me. Okay, it's pinned on. And now, normally you need a 1K here. I just did it in another way. And now we just see if it works. If not, it's not a problem. We can do it in a complete other way. We can just get on another bottom board to get data. No, but it works, and that is what I thought in my head. It's not, you don't need a 1 kilo ohm. This here is now a 20K, and it should work with the 20K too. So that's not a problem at all. The only problem is that we got no touch now, but we just can control if we got the important data. So, and if we see we have the important data, we can get on another bottom board, okay? So, let's just see. Can we boot this top layer board without an attached bottom layer board on the iPhone X by just soldering a 20K resistor here? And it works! You see? New solution born by Apfel Dr. Ben, I would say. Because the only things you find in the internet about that is using a 1K resistor, but you can use a 20K too. It's not a problem. It works fine. And so you see, if we can get the important data on the phone, and if this works, we can just get on another bottom board by using the socket, getting the data, and this is all what the customer wants. So we could swap the bottom board completely, or we could search for what I don't want to do is search for the corrosion and remove it and repair the bottom board, because you don't know if it lasts for a long time after water damage. So in this case, I would just swap the bottom board completely, and after that the customer would have a fully working phone. But our customer don't wants to pay for that, he just wants to pay for the data. So in that case, I just take another bottom board now, get it into the socket, boot the device and get the data by using iTunes and getting in backup of the device. But at first I want to see if data are fine, if all is okay. Kannst du die Tür oben mal ein bisschen zumachen, kurz? Es ist ziemlich kalt. So. My dad is just calling, I will call him later. But you see, this will work, this is not a problem. I don't know what they did before. If they tried to do an update or things like that. But that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, I already could search for another bottom board which I can use for getting the data. This looks nice, I will take that. So you see, this works fine. Just use 1 kilo ohm or 20 kilo ohm resistor, and you can boot the top layer board. It's nice if you are searching for shorts on the top layer board, because it's a sandwich board, and it's hard to find things. Here we got the new V1, so we can get the display data later. So just moving away the jumper, and now we can just get on the top layer board to another bottom layer board by using the socket. I think it's okay if I don't show you now how to reball a bottom layer board, because in this case I don't have to do it. I only need the data, and I showed it to you several times, so I think it's okay if we don't do this now. So getting on the screen, and David, today in the evening is party time, because we have Halloween today. Happy Halloween to all the people in the world. So now we can just try to boot that device, and boom, we see an apple glowing. And now just waiting until the bar has reached the end, and then we can save the important data on this phone. More time for waiting in this video as for the repair. As you saw, a nice solution which I gave you is to using a 20K resistor, and then you can just boot the top layer board, or you can use a 1K resistor and you can use the top layer board. Okay, but what about that? Did they already try to, like I saw now, they just, okay, here is a connection problem of the screen. So I just need to boot it again. But that's a thing I don't understand. People bring devices in here just for a data rescue. Okay? And they tell it was full of data and it only was falling down to the water, and now we need the data. But they already did a restore of the device. And that's the thing I can't understand. So I waste my time here for saving data, and there are no data on the phone. So what about people which acting like that? I can't understand it. I just now will call the customer, ask him what he did, because that is really bad. It's just time wasting for me. And then I tell him we can swap the bottom board. You have a fully working device after that, but you don't have any data because you did a restore of the device. That is what I do now. I will get online the video anyway because it's not my fault. I just teared off the device, separated the board, and give it live again, but there are no data on it. So it's the second video in that way where people mail in devices for data rescue, and they just send devices which are completely restored, and in that way I can't save data. Okay, just rebooted it again. It works, it's not a problem. I call them and tell them we can repair it by bottom board swap, but data are gone. Okay, I hope you liked the video anyway. If you want to learn things like that, you can easily do it at the Bottle Repair School Germany. And if you're working at the repair industry for smartphones and tablets, you can join our Facebook group, Smartphone Repair Group Germany. But please answer the questions so you will get accepted, otherwise we can't accept you. Yeah, have a nice Halloween, and watch out today at midnight. There will come something amazing. I'm out. Boom! Back to life again. Here's Ben.